Purposive communication. Changes of communication through ages. Throughout the year, communication has changed drastically. We went from having essentially no innovation and sending letters to somebody, to having everything at the hint of our hands. There's currently phones, cell phones, computers, and email, which makes the manner in which we people impart very simple and quick. Smoke signals used by indigenous tribes in the 1500s. Smoke signals are actually one of the oldest forms of long-distance communication. Native tribes had their own signaling systems, and soldiers in ancient China would send smoke of the Great Wall during war. Even today, nothing quite says help like sending up some smolder.
Pigeon toes used by the Romans more than 2,000 years ago. These quacking birds were not always just an accessory to cobblestone streets and street meat stands. Thousands of years ago, pigeons were used as a means of communication. Pigeons would carry messages on a tiny pieces of rolled up paper in a metal canister attached to their feet. They would be sent to their desired destination, sometimes by train, where they could then be given a response to fly back with.
Pigeon pose as a method of communication is likely as old as the ancient Persians, from whom the art of training the birds probably came. The Mughals also have used them as their messengers. The Romans used pigeon messengers to aid their military over 2,000 years ago. Frontinus said that Julius Caesar used pigeons as a messenger in his conquest of Gaul. The Greeks conveyed the names of the victors at the Olympic Games to their various cities by these means. During World War II, the United Kingdom used about 250,000 homing pigeons. The Deacon Medal, the highest possible decoration for valor given to non-human animals, was awarded to 32 pigeons, including the United States Army Pigeon Service G.I. Joe and the Irish pigeon Paddy.
Snail mail, earliest surviving piece of mail from 255 BC. Postal services have been around since humans learned how to write. Through the ages, transportation of snail mail has included dog sleds, donkeys, balloons, and submarines. In 2006, Canada Post delivered about 5 million pieces of mail, though annual volume has since dropped to below 4 billion. Nowadays, mail is usually junk, but it makes receiving the rare handwritten letter all more special.
Electrical telegraph. First American electrical telegraph invented in 1836. Telegraphy revolutionized communication by bidding goodbye to physically transported messages. First formally introduced in the 1830s and 1840s. Electrical telegraphy used electrical currents sent through long wire, sometimes spanning across an ocean, to deliver messages across long distances. Morse code was developed by assigning dots and dashes to certain letters to spell out messages.
Telephone. First telephone patented in 1876. The telephone, a Canadian legacy. The first long-distance phone call was made by Alexander Graham Bell to his assistant Thomas Watson on August 10, 1876 from Brantford to Paris, Ontario. Watson would also receive the first transcontinental phone call in 1915, where Bell said the same thing he said in 1876. "Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you." When Bell died in 1922, around 14 million telephones in the US and Canada stopped ringing for 1 minute in his memory. Text messaging. First text message sent in 1992. The first person to receive a text message was simply wish a Merry Christmas. The concept of sending short, quick messages was first proposed by a man named Friedhelm Hilbrand in 1984. His idea that most sentences and questions fit within 160 characters live on in today's 160-character text length and 140-character tweet length.